Welcome to the Edge 100 Challenge. In this video, you're going to learn how to break through the burnout by creating emotional fitness. But before, we're going to go through the four-part series that we worked on this week. Actually, this past 4 weeks, we've done 4 parts. Number 1 week, we talked about ending procrastination. How do we end procrastination? Realize that procrastination is nothing but fear. If you feel that you procrastinate constantly, it's because there's something you're afraid of that you're not facing. Number 2 is the neuroscience of the 100-day challenge. If you missed it, go back to the videos and watch the neuroscience of the 100-day challenge. We talked about the control of the push and the pull, knowing how to tap into dopamine and pushing through your obstacles. And the last week, we talked about flow state, how to access flow on demand. Those 3 videos are here in this YouTube channel to make sure you catch up on this 4th-part series. So today, we're going to talk about how to avoid the burnout, how to become burnout-proof by accessing emotional fitness. Because here's one thing you have to understand. The number 1 reason that we burn out is because we don't have clarity. Lack of clarity is what most men burn out. They're not clear about what they want in their business, in their marriage. They're not clear about what they want in their lives. So it's not that you're not clear of what you want in the long term, it's you're not clear on the how or the why. So you have this vision, you have this dream, and you constantly find yourself living on the clouds. That's why you burn out. Because sometimes we have unrealistic expectations of things that we want, but we're not clear of what we need to do, how we're going to do it, or even why we want it. But see, once you get clear on the why, you can reverse engineer the rest. The first thing is to get clear of why do you want the things that you want. See, most people use their why as an excuse instead of doing it as a fuel. See, the reason that they use their why as an excuse is because they feel obligated. And obligation without commitment drains your energy. That's why most men are burned out, because they don't back up what they want with commitment. They feel obligated to do certain things. And because they feel obligated, they constantly drain their energy. So let's start with the 4 levels of commitment. Okay, because this is going to help you understand why you're burning out. Why you continue to step on the same stone. The first level of commitment is I have to. I have to do it. So the I have to energy puts you in survival mode. We all know those people that are constantly saying, man, I have to do this or I have to do that. And that level of commitment will always find excuses why not to follow through. See, the moment that you start saying I have to, that is the weakest level of commitment. We have also employees and team members that they constantly complaining because they have to do certain things. Man, I have to go to work. I have to show up. I have to make money. Every single time that you say the words I have to is the weakest level of commitment because you feel obligated. You're not bought in. The second level is I need to. The need to level of commitment gives you that needed energy. It makes you feel like there's only one way to solve all your problems. And because you have that needed energy, you begin to repel instead of attract. We all seen that salesperson that is constantly very needy and wants to close you because they feel desperate. See, the moment that you have that needy energy and you constantly say to yourself, I need to do this, you're always going to attract scarcity. You will bend your beliefs and your values in order to get the results. You will sacrifice your values and your beliefs because now you have that needy energy around you and your belief system is based on I need to instead of a bigger commitment. The other level of commitment is I want to. It's a little better than I need to. But see, that want to energy will give you some results, but it usually comes with casualties. See, that triggers that warrior mode. That warrior mode that doesn't care about the consequences. That you're only going to get your way no matter what happens. See, the reality is that most of us, the moment that we want to get something, we have that warrior drive. Sometimes we burn people behind us. And yes, you're going to get what you want, but at what cost? Because it's all about you. It's not about others. They have want to energy. I want to get this. It goes from the mindset of ego. But the 4th is a must. The must energy, the must commitment. See, this is one of the strongest levels of commitments. I must creates that energy that creates innovation. I must accomplish my goal. See, that is the why is bigger than you, and you won't stop until you get what you want. Because for you, it's a must to impact people, a must to grow your business, a must to be able to create a bigger impact around the world. See, the must energy creates a different level of commitment that will overcome your obstacles. But the highest level of commitment is that get to. That get to energy is a level of commitment that's full of appreciation and contribution. Why? Because you will start thinking beyond your challenges. That get to already sees the results before you actually experience the results. See, this is where that king version of you shows up. The king understands it's all part of the game. There's no excuses, only a reason why to move forward. See, this is going to take mastery for you to get into that get-to energy. That get-to energy is that version of you that understands that there will be challenges, there will be obstacles, but there's also going to be excuses that you're going to overcome. So here are the 4 levels of commitment. Number 1 is I have to. Think about what's the words that you're using constantly. Are you saying to yourself, I have to do this. I have to, accomplish this. Or are you saying, I need to? Are you part of that needy energy that's just repelling opportunities? Or are you tapping into that version of you that's full of ego that says, I want to do it my way? You're not open to different voices. You're not open to feedback. Or are you tapping into, I must? Is this a must for you? Is growing your business a must? Is creating an impact a must? Is sharpening your edge a must? But see, the moment that you start reframing the game and stepping into, I get to do certain things, then no matter what happens, you are finding joy in the obstacles. You're finding joy in the struggles. See, every single time that I get frustrated, every single time that I feel like I'm burning out is because I am not clear of why I must do certain things. If you're feeling right now you're burning out, it's because you're probably operating from the place of I have to or I need to. You have a scarcity mentality, you have a needy energy, and you feel like, man, I have to do this, otherwise I can't pay the bills. I have to do this unless my business is not gonna grow. Or I need to do this or my wife will leave me. See, that type of commitment will only get you more of what you don't want. The moment that you have that commitment of I get to do this, I get to develop my business, I get to find new strategies, I get to because it is a must. It's a must for me to figure things out. It's a must for me to level up. It's a must for me to become a better leader. Constantly, there are men out there that want to get to the next level, but they don't have the commitment in their lives to step into the must mentality. So you see it all the time, even with your team members, even with people who work with you. You see the level. If they're needy, they're going to constantly mess up in their work. If they're in flow, they're going to talk about, I get to do certain things. But you as a leader, you have to exude the energy. Because if you're at the type of leader right now that is very needy, that is looking at just, I have to and I need to, you're going to attract those people around you. And you're going to hire people who are in the same energy level, same commitment level as you. Because in life, you don't get what you want. You only get what you're committed to do. So in order for you to break through that burnout, you have to step into the must mentality. The must mentality that gets to go into the battlefield, that gets to develop himself, that gets to explore and innovate his business. But see, the awareness of the level of commitment will determine your emotional fitness. So this is when we start looking at how can I break through, Raul, from that needy energy, from that I have to energy, and that I need energy to the must mentality. Because that is a muscle that we have to develop. It doesn't come naturally. You don't just wake up one more day and say, well, now I must. I must make $1 million. I must sell my company. I must do this. No, now it becomes a game that you have to develop in your mindset. It's a muscle that you have to increase. All comes down to emotional fitness. If you don't have emotional fitness, you're always going to react to life. So what is emotional fitness? Emotional fitness, I want you to think about this. Emotional intelligence is being aware of your emotions. We all heard about emotional intelligence. There's books about emotional intelligence. There's books about like how to become aware of what you're thinking. See, emotional fitness is knowing how to use that awareness to grow. See, emotional intelligence is the equivalent of knowing the techniques of boxing. It's studying how to box. Emotional fitness is actually getting into the ring. So that's why it's different The difference between emotional intelligence and emotional fitness is actually using the tools that apply to get stronger emotionally. Because unless you tapping into that feeling, that emotion, and using it consciously with awareness, you're gonna become a victim of your emotions. And your day is gonna dictate based on how you feel. That's why most men burn out, because it's that feeling. They don't feel like doing this. They don't feel like leading. They don't feel like showing up. They don't feel like working out. They don't feel like talking to their kids and their wives. It's a feeling. See, fuck your feelings. Life doesn't give a shit about your feelings. What your wife wants, what your kids want, what your clients want, what your employer wants, they want fucking results. And if you can't deliver results, it's because you don't have the skills to develop emotional fitness. So how do you develop emotional fitness? Emotional fitness gets you out of your comfort zone, because most men who don't have emotional fitness, they stay in their comfort zone. They stay comfortable. And they don't want to break through their comfort zone, because all they want is somebody to do the work for them. They're not willing to do the inner work necessary. And you see this constantly every single time, the victim of their circumstances. And they wonder why they continue to attract what they have in their lives, because they're not willing to get outside of the comfort zone. They're not willing to be coached. They're not willing to take feedback. They're not willing to learn. They're not willing to be humble. I know, because it happened to me. And life humbled me in order for me to actually ask God to guide me. Because see, life right now is either going to humble you or you're going to stay comfortable. So right now you may be going through a humble season. Right now you may be going through a valley and you're asking God, is this a punishment? I'm here to tell you it is not a punishment. God is trying to humble you for you to level up and grow and expand. So I'm going to show you the protocol that I've used for the last 12 years of my life. I call this the EDGE protocol of emotional fitness. Because all I've done the last 12 years is I created this protocol that I take myself 6 steps to allow myself to go through these processes to be able to grow and expand. So I call this the 6 KPIs of emotional fitness. Number 1 is certainty. Number 2 is clarity. Number 3 is energy. Number 4 is focus. 5 is vision. 6 is being guided. So the first step of emotional fitness, the first part of the protocol, is to determine where are you in your emotional fitness score. So right now, as you're watching this, I want you to start rating yourself from 1 to 10. Where are you in the level of certainty? And just be honest with yourself. Like, am I at a level 10 that I feel certain? I feel like, man, I'm going to figure things out. I know where I'm going. Or do I feel like a 2 or a 3, like, man, I don't know where I'm going. I don't have the skills. I don't have what it takes. Again, this is the emotional fitness. I want you to be aware of where you are. Same thing with clarity. Are you clear? Are you at 10? So write down what level of clarity do you have right now? And then energy. Do you feel like you're losing energy? Do you feel like, man, I can't wait to go to my office. I can't wait to go to work. I can't wait to see my kids. What's the level of energy that you have? Same thing with focus. Do you feel like you're losing focus? What's the vision from 1 to 10? Are you clear about your vision? And the last one is being guided. How guided do you feel? So take some time right now and write down what's your emotional fitness score look like? And then, as you're going to monitor this on a daily basis, because that's what I do every day when I wake up. So the protocol happens every single morning. This is a protocol I take myself. I journal. What am I feeling? Certainty, boom. Clarity, energy, focus, vision, being guided. What am I feeling? I need to make sure that I understand where I'm at right now. If you know where you're at emotionally, and if you're honest and truthful with yourself, you're going to be able to see where you need to improve. Because sometimes when I wake up, I feel like, man, I don't have certainty. I need to create certainty. Or my vision may not be clear. So I need to work on my vision. Or my energy is low. So I need to make sure I feed my body. So you have to look at where are you in the daily basis, and it's going to vary. Some days you're going to be high in other ones and low in other ones. But this is going to give you an opportunity for you to start seeing, how am I operating in the daily basis? And the second thing that I do is I journal. And this will help me get some clarity on what I need to work on. So the first thing I journal is, what am I grateful for today? Simple. What am I grateful for today? I think about my kids, my health, and it's just maybe one sentence. I don't need to have like a whole essay of gratitude. Just 3 things. What are you grateful? What are you grateful for? 3 things that you could write down that you could actually acknowledge. But again, this is the first hour of the day when your mind is fresh. When you're thinking about your day, when you're thinking about the situation, instead of looking at your phone and looking at your emails and reacting to life, before that, look at the things that you're grateful for. Even before we started this call, I asked the guys who are in the Zoom right now, we have a bunch of guys who are in Zoom joining us, and I asked them, and they put down family, health, business. So they all wrote down, and that just rewires your brain. The second question is, what am I excited about? Because unless you're excited about something, unless you have something to look forward to, even if it's something small, you have to begin with excitement. You have to begin with something that excites you. So this is going to help you rewire your brain to start thinking about the day different. And the third question is, what am I going to focus on today? Because again, this is why men burn out, because they lack clarity, they lack focus, they lack the vision. So now you start looking at, what can I do? What's the one thing that I could focus on today? Again, not a to-do list. This is not an essay. It should take you less than 5 minutes to just journal this in one piece of paper. And then you end it with a mantra. What is going to be today's mantra? Mantra is like a theme. What's something you're going to say to yourself, when things go wrong or things don't go the way that you want them to go? What's the mantra you're going to repeat yourself? The mantra is a saying. It's something you're going to remember. It's something that you're going to live by today. And every single day is going to be different. So it creates an anchor in your mind that allows you to anchor what you just wrote. And then after that, I feel my body. I drink some supplements, take some vitamins, and also prepare my body by working out. I do a 10-minute stretch. I do a 15-minute workout. Unless I go to the gym. If I go to the gym, I'll do a 45 minutes to an hour. But then I also anchor with the cold shower or sauna. So this is another part that you have to anchor. After you go through this, whether it was working out or doing something physical, you have to anchor it. I mean, I love cold showers, but right now it's freaking below 0 degrees weather here in the Northeast. There's a storm coming. I went outside to meditate. Every morning I meditate outside. I want to feel the cold in my body. I want to train my mind to get outside the comfort zone. Because most men are just too comfortable, and they're comfortable in their challenges. They're comfortable in their problems. So get outside your comfort zone. Do shit that puts you outside of your normal routine. So every single day, either cold shower, sauna, meditate outside in the snow, and again, to anchor the body. The 5th step is I weaponize my mind. Because this is part of my ritual. And now we're going to go deeper into what the ritual is. The ritual is 5 different modalities. The ritual is a meditation that I've created, that I've taken myself about 15 years programming this daily ritual. 15 years of tinkering, of switching or adding and doing different things. Breath work, visualization. I put everything together into 5 modalities. Meditation, NLP, breath work, visualization, anchoring. And this is something that I teach to every single one of my clients. And we talk about how can we create a ritual on a daily basis. How can we make it even better? So maybe if you're following this for a while, maybe you're part of my Edge community and you've been doing this, it's a good reminder for you to see what else can I do in my protocol? How else can I create a better result? So the ritual has 4 steps. The first step is a guided meditation. It's very simple. You're going to focus on 3 things: joy, love, and the feeling of being proud. Why those 3 emotions? Because as men, we don't give ourselves the permission sometimes to tap into the feeling of being proud. We beat ourselves so much that we forget, man, how far we've come. And it's so easy for us to tell ourselves all the things that we're not doing and to forget how far we've come, that we need to force ourselves to tap into joy, love, and being proud. So let's take a minute right now and just take a deep breath and just close your eyes and just feel those 3 emotions. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and just step into the moment of feeling joy, love, and feeling proud. Take a deep breath in again, and exhale. And just feel how that shift changes your state. Just as you listen to this, just take a deep breath in right now, close your eyes, and allow the energy to come from the bottom of your feet all the way to the top of your head, and just tap into those memories of love, joy, and being proud. What are you proud of? Who are you proud of? And take a deep breath in and hold it. Just hold it. Let it go. So in just 1 minute, open your eyes. We just done this in 1 minute. And look how fast you started already training your mind. You're probably less stressed. You're probably feeling a little bit like, man, I'm more relaxed, because the key benefits of meditation is it reduces your stress level. It reduces your anxiety. It calms your mind. It creates a chemical reaction that allows our brain to be open. And this is how we use meditation in our ritual, because the second step of the meditation, of the ritual, is creating power statements. Now we're putting in the NLP. The NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Now we're putting in the program, because now that your mind is open, imagine doing this for about 3 to 4 minutes, because that's what the ritual does. Every step is about 3 to 4 minutes. After meditating on gratitude, after meditating on joy, after meditating on feeling proud, your mind in the subconscious part opens up. It creates a chemical reaction that is open for the programming. And what is programming? Is your words. Your words create subconscious beliefs. See, self-talk will alter the way that you feel. And see, what you say to yourself, your mind believes, whether it's true or not. So whether you say, man, I'm always doing this, I'm always, failing, I'm always being late. So your mind is constantly reaffirming what you say as if it was true. So when you anchor your body also to a movement, to a muscle memory, it just anchors the belief system. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a power statement. So a power statement is not affirmation. Affirmation is passive. Okay, so affirmation is just saying things that you want them to be true, but they're passive. A power statement is active. It's an active belief. Self-talk with emotion creates power statements. So you have to state what you want, and you have to create an emotion behind it. So let's just practice this. So imagine if I say, all I need is within me now. All I need is within my reach. All I need is God in my life now. That is an affirmation. But if I say I say it with emotion, all I need is within me now. All I need is within my reach. All I need is God with me now. If I exaggerate, I put energy behind it, if I put emotion to it, it becomes a power statement. Same thing with all I need is within my reach. Same thing with I'm clear. An affirmation is I'm clear, I'm focused, I'm determined, and nothing will get in my way. That's an affirmation. A power statement is I'm clear, I'm focused, I'm determined, and nothing is going to get in my way. So you see, as you raise your voice, as you anchor, even as you have body language, as you continue to engage your nervous system, it becomes a power statement. So affirmation is as you were just reading from a book. A power statement is when you feel what you say, when you feel with emotion. So that's what, imagine you do this for 2 to 3 minutes, power statement after power statement. You change your nervous system. And then you anchor with a song, because I have a song, a playlist that goes with it. And every single day, my job is just to anchor it and drive it deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, all I have to do is during the day, if I'm feeling a little bit down, I just need to anchor that statement again. All I need is within me now. All I need is within my reach. Just the body language alone changes my state like this. It just allows you to build muscle memory. A power statement will get you into that version of you that will go through a fucking wall. So with gratitude and power statements, just those 2 steps, I guarantee you that your life will be completely different. As a matter of fact, I challenge you to at least do these 2 steps. Have gratitude and power statements. For 99% of men, that's going to be enough. 99.9% of men, your life is going to be completely different if you just have a gratitude ritual and a power statement ritual, and it's going to be enough. But if you're crazy enough to go to the next level, if you're crazy enough to go deeper, I'm going to challenge you to the 3rd step. Because the 3rd step is tapping into pain through breath work. Tapping into pain, that emotional pain, by reliving the things that you're afraid of. Again, this is not for everyone. It's just for those men that want to drive deeper into the emotional fitness. So here's what we do. We run away from negative thoughts. Because we've been taught that just stay positive, man. Just think positive, good things are going to happen to you. But the reality is that the negative thoughts, they linger in our subconscious mind. They're there. They're constantly in the back of our minds, and that drains our energy. And because we don't deal with them, they come back stronger every single time. But when you focus on what you fear, if you focus on the emotion of guilt and you focus on shame, those negative thoughts, with time, they will begin to lose power. And that's what I've done. I've created this process where every single day I step into that negative energy, those negative thoughts that are in the back of my subconscious mind, and I deal with them. I call them kill the monster when it's little. I want to kill that thought when it's little. I don't want that thought to become bigger. I don't want that negative feeling or that negative emotion to become bigger. I want to make sure I address it now. Whatever I'm fearing, do I fear not having enough money? Do I fear not having enough love? Do I fear not having enough connection? Whatever I fear, I address it. I feel it. As a matter of fact, for some time, one of my fears was losing my kids, losing my wife, losing my family. And I saw it when my father passed away, how I was able to deal with that passing through already going through these emotions on a daily basis. Because it didn't affect me as much because I already dealt with it little by little. Same thing when my wife got sick. My wife got sick. Again, I already dealt with it 1,000 times in my mind. So when it happened, when it was a reality, when it was real, I already had enough emotional fitness to deal with it. I wasn't broken. I didn't break down. I figured out how to help my wife, and then eventually my wife healed. See, through breath work, we create a stress signal, and we relive the trauma, or we live the trauma that we're afraid of. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in and out through our nose 20 to 30 times, like this. In your nose, out your nose. And you're going to open and close your hands, and then you're going to bring in energy in your body, and you're going to hold your breath, and then you're going to close your eyes. You're going to feel the tension of your breath in your body. So let's try it, okay? In your nose, out your nose. You build that chi. Keep going. Come on, keep going. I see some guys in Zoom. Open and close your hands. Open and close your hands. You're building the blood in your heart. And then in a count of 3, I want you to take a deep breath in. Hold it. Close your hands. Make a fist. And channel all the energy in your core. All right? Take a deep breath in. Close your hands. Take a fist. And now think about all the emotions that are negative in your mind. The fear of not having enough. The fear of scarcity. The fear of getting old. All the fears that you have. Now let it go. Now let's do it again. In your nose, out your nose. In your nose, out your nose. Open and close your hands. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Close your eyes and tap into that energy right now. And just hold it for a little longer. Keep holding it. Keep holding it. And the count of 3, you're going to let it go. 1, 2, 3. Let go. Now open your eyes. Now you see this, what we have done right now, what I'm asking you to do is I want you to relive those emotions in your body. I want you to actually feel them in your body, your nervous system. Because in the back of your mind, your thoughts are already creating a story. The moment that you bring that negative story into the light, now you actually see that it's an illusion. Now you're no longer afraid of losing that client or losing that business or losing that person because now you've already dealt in your mind the worst case scenario. So now the 4th step is visualize. Who can you be without that fear? Visualize what can you accomplish when you let go of that fear. What is possible? Because what we're doing is through thoughts, we're strengthening pathways in our brain. So every single thought that we have creates a pathway in our brain. So now when we start letting go of that illusion, let go of that fear, create a new pathway. And what this ritual does is interrupts those pathways of fear, those pathways that are blocking you from seeing the opportunity. See, this is the protocol that I'm talking about, having a system in a process that interrupts the pattern so you could actually operate from a place of certainty as opposed to a place of fear. Because you're intentionally creating a new belief system, not a reactive system, but a proactive system. Because we all need to have a process to work with an emotional fitness, and this helps you interrupt the pattern to tap into flow state. That flow state allows you to become a a producer. So the 4 steps is gratitude, power statements, fear, I call it step into your darkness, and then visualize. Visualize what you want to get out of that day. And then the 6th step for me of the protocol is ask this last question: what must I do today to get closer to what I want? And I usually ask this question at the end of the ritual. In my mind, I'm asking God, what can I do today to get closer to what I want? What can I do today to get closer to the man that you created me to be? Because see, this ritual, it will help you tap into the higher version of you. This protocol will help you break through that routine in order for you to step into the man you were destined to be. I see most men would choose to burn out. Most men would choose to complain because they'd rather complain and play the victim than do something like a protocol, like a ritual, like try different things. My intention for you is to give yourself the permission to do something that you've never done before. Go deeper in your meditation. Go deeper in the ritual. Go deeper into your protocols. Look at your life and ask yourself, what am I committed to do? Am I committed to do just enough? Am I feeling like I have to? I feel like I need to? How can I step into I must? Because when you start rewiring your subconscious mind, you step into that version of you that you must. Whatever challenge you have right now, there's another version of you that's already accomplished what you want. All you have to do is call into that version because that has to be a must. For me, it's a must to continue to lead. My family depends on my leadership. My team depends on my leadership. I know men who are constantly watching my content and are part of our community depend on my leadership. But I don't rely on myself. I rely on the higher version of me that's been guided by God. I rely on God guiding me every single day. So I must connect at a deeper level so I can lead. What is your must? What is your must in your life? What is your must in your business? Because at the end of the day, life is not going to give you what you want. It's only going to give you what you're committed to. And if your level of commitment is not a must, you're never going to get what you want. So I'm going to challenge you to practice this protocol. Go to our website and download our app. So go to edge100app.com. Download the protocol. We have the protocol that we talked about. We have this training that's going to be a recap in the website as well. We're here to support you, to help you develop your leadership skills. We have a workshop that's coming up in March 12 and 13. If you're watching this in the Edge Brotherhood, March 12 and 13, we have the workshops here in the headquarters. I think we already have it halfway sold. So make sure that you get in touch with the team and get in touch with Coach Christian to sign up for the workshop, and for you, the Edge Leadership Summit, April 23rd and 24th. See, this is a must. For me, it's a must to be surrounded with men who want to sharpen the edge. That's how I get better. That's how you get better. But see, if you have the mentality, if I need to or I have to, this is not going to work for you. But if it's a must for you to grow, if it's a must for you to increase your business, it's a must for you to be around men who will help you live to a higher standard, then you need to be here. So go to the link, apply for this event, April 23rd and 24th, because I guarantee you that you're going to leave that event with a higher level of commitment. Because it's impossible for you to get around guys who are playing at a high level to be intimidated by your growth. It's impossible for you to come out playing small. The moment that you step into an arena, a place where men are going to play at a high level, it's contagious. It's contagious for you, it's contagious for us, because iron sharpens iron. So go to the link in the channel, or go to Find My Edge. What is the website, Daniel? Find My Next Level. FindMyNextLevel.com. Go to FindMyNextLevel.com, apply for the Leadership Summit, and I can't wait to see you there. Subscribe to the channel, comment to the channel, and then we'll see you next time. I appreciate you. Thank you.